Hey y'all, welcome back to L&L Honeycomb Homestead. Y'all, you won't believe what I got in. You're gonna be so excited because I know I'm excited. You don't even know what this can do for you. Okay? You just don't know. Okay. First of all, old school canners, I don't want to hear you've been knowing this, okay? I don't want to hear it. I know you probably already heard it. But the new canners, look, you got to embrace this because y'all probably felt the same darn way when you seen this. And I know I gotta share the love, y'all. I just got to share the love. So I'm gonna quit babbling and I'm gonna show you what's really going on, okay? With these new canners. So yeah, I'm gonna show y'all firsthand. I'm budget friendly, you already know that. I do not like a whole lot of time on something, but when it needs to be done, it needs to be done. Y'all, do y'all see what I have right here? Yes. You see it? Do you see it? Let me let you look again. Okay. New canners. Do you see it? No, it's not Big Bertha. Big Bertha is too much, isn't she, y'all? This right here, you got to invest in. Oh Lord, you got to invest in. Seriously. Just seriously. Look at this. Okay, y'all. You know, as we all know, that I like to find something that is going to be cost effective, okay? That's going to be a good energy saver, okay? You're not blowing your money on utilities because of gallons and gallons of water. Who has the money to keep throwing money away like that? Do you? I don't. Okay? That's up top, okay? That's off top. And who is getting tired, like I'm getting tired, of picking up this big old thing, Big Bertha? Who is getting tired of picking her up, filling her up with water, and pouring her out, and filling her up with water the next day, and pouring her out, and turning up the heat, and waiting till it gets to start boiling, then turn it off, and do it again, over and over and over again? Who is tired? If I am, I know you got to be. For the same amount of time, for the same type of way of using it, for the same ingredients and everything, time, would you put into water bathing, all the above, everything that you need to do as far as water bathing, you are cutting it down with this bad boy. Yes. Yes. And I'm getting ready to tell you what this booger can do and show you. Okay? And show you. All right? So, sit back, get your cup of coffee, because this is not going to take as long as Big Bertha over there. No, it's not. So happy. So happy. Okay, y'all, this is the Fruitsaver steam canner, y'all. Not the water bather. the steam canner. Yeah, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to bring y'all up close and personal. I'm going to tell you about this dial gauge. We're going to watch it together. I'm going to show you everything about it. I'm going to tell you everything about it, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. Look at that. I can hold it with one hand. Just one hand. One hand. Can you do that with Miss Bertha? No. This right here is the truth. Okay? Us canners got to get stuff done. We got things to do. This is it, y'all, right here. This right here. This is it. Okay, this is the Fruitsaver canner. Okay, steam canner on top of that. You lift her up. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm going to show you what she do. Let's show you. You see this rack? Do you see the rack? The rack comes out. Do you see that? Who's holding it with one hand? Who can hold it with one hand? Yeah. Can you do that with Miss Bertha over there in the corner? Do you see her? You see her sitting over there by herself? Now she did it what she can do, okay? I'm sorry, Bertha, but I just can't deal with you. You too much. But this right here, y'all, a steam canner. A steam canner. It does everything that Miss Bertha can do, okay? Big Bertha. And you're going to put her on the eye. You know how much water? We're going to get into it, okay? We're going to get into it. When you get your first steam canner, your Fruitsaver steam canner, you are going to assemble. Now, I did not do this on camera because it took about almost 5 minutes to get this done. It was a hot mess. The struggle was real. You got a screw that you have to put in here. Okay, you got to put a screw in here. You got to put you washers in here. And then you got to put the thing together step by step. And you got a manual that will tell you, okay? But that's the only thing that's going to give you the blues is this crazy thing right here. And this would be your thermostat, okay? With your thermostat, if you can see those numbers that are in there, you see the zones? You're going to find your zone. If you're anywhere between 0 to 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, it'll tell you everything that's on here. Do you see that? Take a good look. You will be finding your zone. Okay? It's color coded. Okay? What I mean by that is when I was showing y'all about Big Bertha, when I was telling you you need to know your elevation, find out what your elevation is in your area. In your area, it will tell you from on this thing here, it will tell you from 0 to like 1,000 or 2,000. Let me double check it. It will say from 0 to 3,000 altitude, it will show you that it is in the blue. When it's 3,000 to 5,000 feet, it's in the orange yellow type color, okay? And then if you're in the 5,000 and more, it's in the yellow zone, okay? I'm gonna show you this again. Okay, do you see the blue and the dark yellow and the light yellow? Do you see all that? Okay, those are the zones. This needle right here, this little line right here, that's your gauge, okay, type thing. When this water gets to where it needs to get to, your temperature, this needle is going to move to your zone. It's going to move to your zone on what your elevation is. If it's between 0, like I said, 0 to 3,000, 3,000 to 6,000, 6,000 to 9,000, okay? If it gets to any of those numbers of your zone, of your elevation, that's when you're going to adjust your fire, your stove, electric stove, whatever you're using. That's when you're going to adjust it so it can stay in the color zone, if that makes any sense. I'm going to show you. I'm explaining it to you. Listen very carefully, because that is the easiest way and to spotting it on, okay? The easiest. When it gets to your elevation on this bad boy, okay, that's when you're going to set your timer. You ain't got to worry about that big rolling water in this bad boy and waiting forever for it to start. The timer on that bad boy, that's a lot of water that just got to heat up on Miss Bertha over here. A lot of water. But with this, you will only need to fill this up. You see this cord? Do you see it? Do you see it? It's not going to take but 2 of these, y'all. 2.5 quarts. Or let's make it easy. When you reach up to the line on this bad boy, do you see where the bottom is? When you reach to the line where my thumb is at, that's how much water you have to put in there. Okay? We're going to do this process together, because this is what you have to do first before you even get started canning. You got to make sure that it works. You got to make sure it works. Okay? It's a test run, and this is what they want you to do. Okay? Okay. Okay, first is telling you to get you a quart of water, which I already have, and we're going to put this bad boy right on in here. And we're going to fill this up to the line of this rack. Okay? So that was 1 quart. And it's asking you to do 2 quarts. Okay? 2 to get to that line of that rack. So we're doing this together. Okay? It's going to be 2 of those. It's right at the line, y'all. It's right at the line. Okay? And I will double check it again. Let's make that half like it did. 2 to 2.5 quarts. Okay. We'll do just that. Because it wants it right up there at it. See? Can't go over it, can't under it, just right at that line. And it's right there at that line, okay? The next thing it's asking you to do is get 4 quarts, and you're going to fill these quarts up with water. And that's what we're getting ready to do. Okay, so we got our 4 quarts of water on here. What this is going to do with this test run, it's going to make sure that everything is kind of elevating itself and setting itself for your elevation, in so many words. So I got 4 quarts of water that's filled up right here about 1 inch up before the line of the top. And all of them are like this. These are all 4-quart jars. This also holds, excuse me about the burp, but I didn't want to. Okay, this also holds you 8 pints and 7 quarts. 8 pints and 7 quarts, y'all. Let me double check if that's what it's saying. Yes, 7 quarts and 8 pints. This holds, okay? That's a lot of canning. That's a lot of stuff in a quick amount of time with less water. Because you already know that you got less water. You use 2.5 quarts to fill this up to the line of this rack. That's all the water you're going to be using for this. That's it. 9 gallons of it. Cost effective. Okay. Now, you don't need no lids on it. It's saying don't put no lids on it because we're not processing anything. We're going to go through a fake run. It's a test run. So that way you can see how this thing works. Okay, now, when you are getting ready to start this and when you get ready to take it off of here, this top, you got to remember this. And this is the most important thing. Your gauge is on top. This is the brain. This right here, you don't need to be setting it on no hot temperature. Like when you finish canning, you don't need to set it on something that's hot, hanging it upside down like that, setting it down, and all that stuff. No, you got to baby this bad boy, okay? You're going to have to put it somewhere safe when you get through using it. Make sure Fifi and them don't get a hold of it, grabbing it, dropping stuff, playing with it. You know how our babies like to get in the cabinet and do stuff. Take out pots and pans, banging on stuff. No, 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 not with this. You cannot do that with this. You can do it with Miss Bertha over there, but you can't do it with this. You cannot. Okay, you need to put her up somewhere. Put her up somewhere. Okay, because this right here is the knob, and you're going to be putting that knob down on there. You're going to be using gloves because it's going to be hot. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't want this in the reach of kids, and you need to be careful yourself. Because this is a habit for us, y'all. You know how we just grab something and put it down. You won't know until you find out. Because then when it ain't working, you're going to be mad and you done spent that money. No. Don't do it like this. Okay? Don't do it like this. Okay. So, now, when you do all of that, you're going to take your lid and place it on the pan. Now, when you do this, you got a vent hole back here. See that vent hole? That vent hole goes in the back. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a secret. Where it says Fruitsaver right in the front, it's going to be leveled with that hole right in the back. So that makes it easy. Okay? That means everything is lined up like it's supposed to. From the name to the thermostat to the back hole is back here. And that's your vent hole. So you're going to stick her bad boy right here. You're going to set her right there. You're going to set her right here. And she goes right on in there. Just as easy. Just as easy. That's a wonderful thing. Right? Right. Now, what you're going to do before you turn on your eye, you're going to make sure everything is aligned like it's supposed to on here, okay? You're going to do that extra check for yourself. You're going to check and see if everything is in its place, everything is straight, the vent hose back here because you don't want it up here and get burnt. Do you want your eyebrows? Do you want your eyelashes? Okay, listen, listen. The vent hose back here. Keep that bad boy back there. Okay? Keep that steamer back here. Everything is aligned. I see everything aligned. That's how I want it to be. Turn her on. I'm going to start it off about a 7.5. Okay? And I'm going to bring you over here, but I'm going to see how long it's going to take to start boiling and moving. Okay? It is now 11:40, and I'm going to see how long it's going to take for it to start boiling, and then we're going to come right back. Okay, y'all, so it is now 11:49. You remember what I told you the time I had started? Okay, so this is what it's going to be looking like. Do you see that needle I'm on the blue. That is my elevation. We're going to work over here onto this dark green area on the right at the very bottom. When it reaches that green, I don't care if it starts right at that green, that's when I'm going to start my timer. But this is the catch. When it gets to that green, right, and it's vigorously boiling, you want to set your thermostat by adjusting your dial on your eye. So I got it turned up. Do you see the time? Do you hear it? Okay. Focus. Alright. So it's slowly moving. I'm in zone 1. I'm in the 0 to 3,000 altitude. That's my elevation. And this dial is just going on up. It's getting ready. It's steaming. This machine, this pot, is going to do everything that Miss Bertha does, okay? You're just using less water. That's the beauty of it, y'all. The beauty of it. Okay? And all you're doing is timing, like you do with Big Bertha. You're timing for that water to start boiling. You cutting down your time in a whole lot of water. A whole lot of water. Okay? It's going to rise, and it's going to go work its way on over here to the dark green. You start that timing when it reaches your zone green area. Okay? And I'm going to bring you back so you can see where it's at. Okay? It is now 11:51. I started at 11:30, I believe, 31, something like that. I can't remember. But the time is not as long. I just know that. And when you reach your time, when you get one of these, you want to put a little marker so that way you'll know exactly where on your eye that you have it set on, so that way you'll know time can go faster for you. It tells you that in the book, so that way you'll know exactly where your elevation is. You see it rising. This thing will get hot. You got to be careful. You don't need to be burnt. You do the same thing when you raise the top, which we're going to do. You're going to make sure you pull it away from you. You're going to wait until that water stops boiling. You do not want this water to boil dry. But with all the time that we have, we ain't got to worry about it boiling dry. Because once it's done, and you just start over by putting 2.5 quarts of water in here. Can you imagine how many you can do within an hour of jars, jams, jellies, relish, pickles, salsa, anything that you do with a water bather? This does it too, only you're not submerging the bottles in water. You are steaming it. Do you see the hand raising? Yeah. I'm excited. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, y'all. It's getting close. You can see where the dial's at. Now, when it gets to spitting at you, when I mean spitting, water starts coming around the ring and stuff like that. The top is shaking and all that. That means you don't hit your point, but you need to pull it on down with the heat. bring it down just enough for it to stop doing that. And once you stop doing that, the water's spitting out and stuff like that on the sides, and you got it pretty much elevated, then that's when you have met your match right there, your elevation, your time. You don't want it to be doing all that. You know you have reached it though, because you're looking at the dial. But you want to just turn it down so you can keep it in your zone area. Okay? So here it is. We're almost there. It's not doing all that rocking on the edges and stuff yet. There's no water spitting around there. It's just working itself. Okay? It's back up here. It's slowly working its way down. Getting close to my elevation, that dark green. It is 11:57. It's right here. It's almost there. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all. If you are in the yellow zone from 3,000 to 6,000, you're in zone 2 and 3. You are about to start. That's in zone 3 because it's almost there at the light green. And as it's going on down, if you're in the 6 to 9,000, that's at the 3. It's from 3 to 6,000. That's zone 2. You're gonna be in the dark green. And then if you're in the zone like I'm in the blue zone, you're gonna be in that real dark green. Okay, and that's when you start the timers on these. Whatever zone you're in, that's when you're gonna set the timer. Okay, so 6,000 to 9,000 feet, that's zone 3. It's time for you to start your timer because you done reached it. And now you're going to set your timer for whatever jars you have in there for 10 to 15 minutes in the zone you're in. Now the 3,000 to 6,000 feet, that's zone 2, is getting ready to reach you. And once it hits that green, that's when you set that timer, and you need to keep it there in that green. Okay? And it's almost there for me as well. I'm in the blue. And I'm waiting. Because I'll set the timer for 15 minutes. And then you'll be able to see just how long it took altogether to get this water to boil. And I'll be back when it hits mine. Okay, y'all, since I'm coming back on here, do you see the steam? That's normal. You see it? It's normal. Bring it down just a little bit closer. That is normal. Okay. Okay. If you're in the zone, it started with the green. Now, still waiting on mine. But if you're already in the zone 2, it's already there for you for zone 2. And I'm waiting for my zone so I can start the timer. And it is 12:03. Right close. It's right almost there. You gotta be right on your color, y'all. It's steaming. If you can see that steam, just waiting. It's not quite there yet. It's there. Now you're gonna set your timer for 15 minutes. Okay? And for 15 minutes, that's how long your process is gonna be. It's right on that. It's right on it. If it starts going down and it starts spitting at you, all you have to do is set your dial so that way it can stay where it needs to be at to keep from rocking and spitting at you. But right now, it is not spitting at me. Everything is going good. And we'll be back when this process is done within those 15 minutes. And I'll show you what to do next. The time is not up on it yet, but I just want to come up back on here and show you. It's got an even flow, a steam. You got steam coming from the back side. You got steam coming from the sides, like it tells you. Right now it's at an even flow. It's not spitting at me. You know what I'm saying? It's still on my green. Okay, it's still on green. And we're just going through the flow. And that's a wonderful thing. And just all you have to do is just keep monitoring where it's at. Make sure it stays in the color that it needs to be at through the processing time. And how easy is that, y'all? That's a lot of jars that you can do within an hour. Versus Big Bertha picking her up, filling her with water, submerging all those hard jars inside Big Bertha, and wasting a lot of water. I do not like wasting all that water like that. When you can use that water alone, you're doing that with dishes if you ain't got a dishwasher. You know what I'm saying? You're wasting a lot of water. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of on your electric bill. This is cutting all of that. I'm all about budgeting. I'm all about trying to save some money, but having a good product to get things done. You know, as canners, got to get things done. So that's why it's called a steam canner, because it's going to do the exact same thing as a water bather. Only you got steam instead of submerging your jars inside the water. Okay? That's it. That is it, y'all. That is it. Yeah. And you're going to do the same thing like with Miss Bertha, Big Bertha, okay? When your time is up, you're going to wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like you always do when you get that rolling boil and you done turned off your eye, you want that to kind of die down. You're going to do the same thing with this. You're going to let it die down a little bit, okay? And then you're going to take the top off. And you're going to take that top somewhere where that needle is not going to be messed up. So if you got anything else on the stove, right, and there's a lot of heat on the stove, you do not want to put her on the stove. But if it's just this that you're using, you can set her off to the side. Or you can put her on the towel on the counter, away from the kiddos. So that way, nobody's getting burnt. Two, that needle is not messing up, okay? And then you're good. You're good. See, I got a little rocking going on, but it ain't bad. I'm still in my elevation. I'm still there. I'm still in there. Still in there. And this is just, I'm so happy about this thing. I don't know what to do. Y'all need to invest in this. Y'all need to invest in this. So in the next video, y'all gonna be seeing me use this when I do my spicy pickles, my bread and butter pickles, my salsa. I'm cutting everything out. Cutting all this stuff. That Big Bertha, I'm cutting all that out. Cutting all that out. I can get a lot done by using this. If you got a pressure can and you stand here having to pressure cook things, you'll have her on one side and then you have this one on the other side. Doing two things at once, water bathing and pressure canning. You can get a lot done. A lot done. Versus something taking a big space on your stove and you can't do nothing. You can't cook nothing. If you ain't got a big stove, ain't nobody doing all that. So we ain't got long. I'm gonna come back on and I'm gonna show you what we do after this. Okay? Alright. For this process, you're gonna only need your tongs. Your tongs. Because you're gonna be taking the jars out. The time is gonna go off right about now. The process is over. You're gonna turn this off. And I'm gonna show you what the gauge looks like as it's going down, because you want that to go completely over before you take this lid off. Do not attempt to take this lid off until this dial goes back to where it started from. And I'm gonna show you how that works. So, you know, I turned it off at 12:19. It is now focus 12:22. And I turned this off. Do not attempt to take this lid off. Do not. It's scalding. But this gauge, this needle, is going to go on up to that blue. And it's going to go all the way back around. And it will let you know that it has cooled off, cooled down enough to get these jars out. You do not want to lift up on this pot at all. Do not. I do not want to get a text or nothing saying that my face, my eyelashes, my eyebrows, okay, has peeled off because you want to go against the grain. Wait until this needle gets on that blue and go all the way back to the left where you started from, or to the yellow where you started from. Because we do want our face. And I'm going to show you when this needle goes back, and we're going to do the rest when we come back. Okay, honeybees, so this is where you can get in the clear zone. Now, I waited more time than ever to wait till you got here. So as you can see what the time is, and I just gave it a little time so I know I can go about right here. Okay, so we're gonna pull this up so we can see what it's looking like. Okay, so remember, this is gonna be hot. You're gonna put this somewhere where it's not on anything else. You're gonna lift up on this and you're gonna pull it away from you so there's no steam. As you see, there was no steam because I gave it enough time. And then you're gonna take your jars off with your lifter just like this. And you're gonna just pour it out. just like this. It didn't steam off a whole lot of water in this container. And all I would have to do is just put maybe a few little drops. I didn't lose no water. But you will always check that when you finish your cycle to see if you need to fill some more water up in it or not. Okay? So, as I bring you down, you can actually see, bring you up a little closer, that the water level has dropped down just a little bit, and you would just have to just put some more in there to bring it back to the level of this container, this pan right here, just like that. And if you're not using it, you just put the top right back on it, like so. The eye is already turned off, and it's slowly still cooling. And you can see the gauge focus. It's steady going down as it's cooling. I don't know about y'all, but I am super excited. Yes, and I will be using this. And I am chopping and dicing as we speak, because I am going to be using this. Okay, and I won't be using Miss Bertha over there. No, be using this over here. So when you see another canning video or anything in that sort, you're going to be seeing me use the steam canner right here. Good investment. Check it out on Amazon or any other site you might see. Make sure that it is approved, because this is approved. Okay, I got it on sale. It's worth the penny. It's worth a penny. It's not really expensive. No. For it to do the job that Miss Bertha do over here, this right here is worth it. It's worth it. Okay. Get you one of these. Invest in one of these. You will be happy that you did. You'll be able to save all those coins, saving from getting your electric bill from being so skyrocketed high by using all of that water that Miss Bertha used when you can only use 2.5 quarts over here. All of that. And can up a bunch of stuff in a matter of time. Yes, a matter of time. So as you know, it took how many minutes? You already know. You already know. So, look, get you one of those. Get you one of those, and let's get our canning going. Okay? And get our canning going. If you like what you saw today, give it a thumbs up. Put a comment down below. Okay? Subscribe to the channel, because I'm all about budgeting and making sure that all of us could get in on board. Okay? Legally, cost effectively, and beautifully. Because we still got our face and our eyebrows and our eyelashes. Okay? Yes, from the steamer. Okay? Okay? And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.